Well, Thunder Rosa lost. Here comes the riot. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council, episode 35. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob, joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
Boom.
Nice cornet shirt.
Thank you.
And we are here every Tuesday, Eastern Standard, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you all the news in the past week of wrestling. And holy shit, we got a lot to talk about tonight. AEW Revolution. Holy man, that was a hell of a friggin' pay-per-view, man. I don't know if this is the best pay-per-view they've ever done, but it's up there. It's definitely top 5, man. Some just absolute freaking banger matches, man. It was long, man. I watched all of it. I watched the buy-in. I watched the whole show. I was tired as hell at the end. My shoulder was killing.
When you're cheering and throwing your arms up, dude, that doesn't.
I couldn't help it, man. I'm like, dude, when Regal came out, I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, but oh my god. Anyway, let's see who we got. See who we got in the chat here. Leg Kick says, "Hail, leg kick." And Maldecito says, "Hi all, what's up, Maldecito? I'm sure everybody else will start slowly trickling in." Look at Leg Kick says, "Hail the Wrestling Council, hail yourselves."
Hey, we got another one here.
Oh my god, it was a very interesting, very interesting pay-per-view, man. I mean, just there were five absolute banger matches, 2 matches that will probably be up there for match of the year. Let me turn my crap off because I keep forgetting it every week.
Somebody wants to join us there, Mr. Bob.
Oh hell, is that Johnny?
Is it? I think so.
There it is.
So. Yeah.
Make this look a little bit less than crappy. What's Johnny up, Cage. Dude? What'd you think?
Johnny Cage.
Loved almost everything.
Yeah, it was like there was a couple of rough spots, but freaking hell, man. There were five absolute freaking, like I said, there were 5 banger matches, man. And somebody actually put up a thing the other day and asked, what was the match of the night? I legit was stuck, man. I was like, there's 2 of them that I was like, it could have been either one. But before we do that,
what's up?
We want to say hello to everybody.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up? And we want to do our favorite segment. It's a little something we call the good, the bad, the ugly. Frank went last week. I'll go this week. The good, obviously, freaking AEW Revolution, man. Come on. I mean, come on. Shut the hell up, Moxley. No, put it back up. I'm kidding. But yeah, the bad Revolution wasn't 8.5 hours. Dude, I don't know if I could have stood it if that was almost 5 hours of wrestling. But yeah, Revolution was just, dude, man, it was so awesome. Punk versus MJF, one of the best storytelling matches I've ever seen, dude. When he came out to his original entrance, I was just like gobstopped, dude. I was like, I had chills, man. I was like, and it was perfect storytelling, man. It was as good a storytelling wrestling match that you could possibly have. And then And it's like, how's anything going to top that? And then we got Moxley versus Bryan Danielson, which was freaking crazy. What's up, Hicks Villain? Thanks for stopping in, brother. Appreciate it. And the finish to Moxley, Danielson, freaking William Regal. William just comes walking out and smacks the shit out of both of them.
That's where you hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's where I hurt myself. I was like, because I said it from the beginning. The minute they fired, that WWE had a brain fart and fired William Regal, I said it. Tony Khan better pull out his checkbook, throw that thing down, and just ask him how many zeros, because that guy is legit wrestling. Is a legit wrestling savant. That guy knows more about wrestling and how to put together a company and a show. He's one of he's probably the greatest living mind in wrestling. So Fantasia said, "Hi guys, what's up? Hi Fantasia.
So what's your bad?"
My bad. Where is it? I had my crap. My bad. WWE's basically WWE all last week. Everything, dude. Everything they did was just a bad idea. Did you see any of the clips from their show in Madison Square Garden?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the crowd was pissed. They're like, and Brock and Brock's mystery opponent, all the people that they had available who could have been Austin Theory. That's who's headlining your freaking show at Madison Square Garden, where your front row tickets are $500 a pop. Are you kidding me? And then Vince had a really good interview with Pat McAfee, where he got into his mind a little bit, and he's talking about all this stuff where he calls them superstars because he thinks they're better than wrestlers and all this sort of crap. And then you put on a freaking stinker like that. What are you talking about, man? You're blowing smoke up everybody's. It's bullshit. If anybody, after watching that interview, and I was like, that was a really great interview, and I was really getting into that. And then watching that show, I'm going, this is what you think is elevating your talent? This is what you think is going beyond? It doesn't make any damn sense. This is it's absolute bullshit.
It is.
So that, and then also Becky Lynch getting her freaking larynx cracked basically, and just I don't know. I watched Raw yesterday because I'm a freaking glutton for punishment. First, dude, the first 45 minutes of Raw was actually fantastic. That three-way tag match was awesome, and then the rest of the show just took a shit. So, but yeah. So just everything that WWE put together, I have no excitement for WrestleMania. And there's usually at least like I'm interested in Brock and Roman, and that's it. I don't care about anything else. There's nothing else matters.
And what's the ugly?
The ugly, unfortunately, is I was gonna do a more of a lighthearted ugly, but I think I'm just gonna go with my original. Is the continuing unfolding story about Cain Velasquez. Man, this is an awful story. It's just an awful. I don't mean to bring it down, but it's just a terrible, terrible story. He's being arraigned for attempted murder. He was denied bail. The man that he tried to kill, when he missed, he shot at the man. He shot at the truck. The man was in. He missed him. He hit the guy's stepfather, who is expected to live. They think he's going to make it. But the man that he was trying to shoot was actually excuse me, who himself was charged on Friday, February 25th with allegedly molesting one of Cain Velasquez's relatives who was under 10 years old, and supposedly he molested this kid over 100 times, which is like that. I'm sorry, I can't. It's all. Like I'm choked up here. I don't even know what to say. So it's awful stuff. Hopefully, this isn't the end of his life and everything, because I don't know what I would do in that situation. So, but that's my ugly, and man, is it ugly in a world of ugly stuff right now. But what do you got, man? Bring us back.
My good is, you talked about Revolution. I'm going to talk about what happened before Revolution, and that is Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor. For those people who are going, oh, AEW is not going to be around, AEW is a flash in the pan, AEW is the next WCW. He got 2 promotions.
Yeah. Two of the best promotions.
And Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like I said, I actually fully expected him to buy their library. I knew there was going to be a bidding war with that. Vince wanted it. He wanted it. I did not expect him to buy the whole damn company, man. I had a feeling in the back of my head that was like, that's something he would kind of pull around with that. Never expected that, but I'm telling everybody, this changes everything. Like I don't think people realize how big of a deal this is. One, this has been basically throwing down the gauntlet with the WWE saying, we're not going anywhere. You ain't getting rid of us, and we are your competition. And 2, this completely opens the field up for anything. Anything. It's crazy.
I mean, you got that library. Danielson, Punk, Christopher Daniels. A lot of these guys got their start in the Ring of Honor.
The Bucks.
To be able to have that, to be able to have that library. Oh my God.
Samoa Joe, man. Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins.
And hopefully that ties in with William Regal being AEW.
Well, they said he's going to be an on-screen. Like right now, he's basically going to be the manager for Daniel Bryan and John Moxley. But he also has a role in the back. And I think it's basically the same role he had in NXT, which I said is exactly what they should do.
He's listed as a coach in the website.
Yeah. He's going to be a talent. He's going to be a trainer and talent acquisition, which is what he did in NXT when NXT was kicking ass before Vince got in there and screwed everything up.
Courtney, it doesn't matter if you're tardy, you're here. That's the
yes, ma'am.
So appreciate it.
She stepped in for Hollywood this week.
Yeah, I had to close on Sunday, so I couldn't be here. It was here in spirit. The bad. You talked about it. AEW. Where's AEW based at? Up in New England, Connecticut.
You talking about
New York, WWE.
Oh yeah, you're talking about WWE.
Up there, New England, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York. Madison Square Garden. You don't even put the event on Peacock or anything for the fans to be able to watch it live.
If I was a fan, I wouldn't want to watch. After knowing what happened there, I'd be like,
I know, but you don't. You have one of the meccas. Your background. I mean, your backyard. Excuse me, your backyard. Yeah. WWE's your backyard, and you can't even put it on anything. You can't put it on even cable.
And as much as
we're gonna deal with, yeah.
Much as they charge tickets for that crap, my God,
that's bad.
That's bad. That's so, and that just shows you how tone deaf Vince has become.
And my ugly is, I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, but you're dragging 57-year-old Steve Austin back into the ring, whether it's just for the KO show or whatever, against Kevin Owens in some kind of stunner off, whatever you want to call it. And McMahon's still going to be involved 76-year-old McMahon is still going to be involved somehow in the Austin Theory match? Seriously?
Speaking of ugly, okay, Johnny,
It's better than the last one.
do you think so? You think this is better than the women's title that she had before?
I do.
Really?
Yep.
See, I don't.
Really?
This to me, I've taken a closer look at it. I've looked at it a little bit better. It's not a terrible belt design. It's just I'm looking at this going, nothing in this says to me women's world champion.
It says right there.
I know it says
wrestling
that
champion.
like there's a freaking letters there, dude. But I'm looking at this. There's no elegance to this belt. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like I look at this to me looks like you know what this reminds me of, and I know it's completely designed, but the feel I get from this, I get the same feel from this as I get from the North American title from NXT. It's kind of a blocky, gaudy design, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that up there for a second. But so you have an issue with Steve Austin getting in the ring. Okay.
I know where you're going with this.
My
ugly would be that 6-man tag. I was too busy worrying about Sting to
about Sting dying. Yeah, so was I. Yeah. So I mean, okay, yes, I 100% agree with you that WWE relies way too much on calling up these guys who are long retired and trying to get a pop for them. You know, they do it to Goldberg. They did it for The Undertaker forever. Now it's Austin. I get what you're saying. They trot these guys out way too much. But as far as having if it's like a cinematic match, Sting's in AEW and he's doing it.
Sting's been doing it. Austin hasn't been in the ring in 18 years?
18 years. 18, 19 years, yeah. Don't get me wrong, dude. It's been a while. And again, if it were me, none of this shit would be happening, okay? Sting can be there as a coach. He can be there as a manager. Basically, he can do the same thing that Tully Blanchard's doing, okay? I personally don't want him in the ring because I don't want to see my heroes get broken. And when you're that old, you really got no business doing it, man. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's cool. That's the way I feel, man. I don't want to see these guys in wheelchairs for the rest of their lives.
If you want to have a match, you can have a match, but he's got no business to take those bumps, man. That jump he did on Andrade, I just don't want to see that.
Yeah. And here's the thing. That's also taking up a slot that a younger guy should be. That's one. I have an issue with Sting being an active roster guy. He's taking up a slot for somebody else. So I love Sting. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I get the nostalgia. That's the way I feel about it. And that dude he had no business taking that bump he did. Like I watched him come off this, I'm going, no, come on, man. You're not doing this. And then he went through three. He basically pulled out Dudley Boys and went through 3 tables. And I'm like, yeah, this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maldacino says, doing it with style, do it with class.
Doing it with style.
Sting's not a curtain jerker.
I am more banged up than he is. And I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't be jumping off a freaking 12, 15 foot tall thing through 3 tables.
Well, I'm not, and I still wouldn't.
But anyway, guys, that's our good, our bad, our ugly. Actually, Johnny, give me real quick. I want to put you on the hot seat. What's your good and bad and ugly?
Ugly, like I said, it was distinguished Sting. By the way, the whole match, like that Spanish fly that they took on those tables, I hated that thing so much. I was just worried. That was my ugly. My good was Wardlow finally turning. And the bad,
Dude, everybody friggin' lost their crap when he was looking for the ring and he couldn't find it.
And just to not be so serious, I'm gonna say the bet is Jade Cargill cooking Sammy Guevara in the middle of the ring.
What was that about Jade Cargill?
Cooking Sammy in the middle of the ring.
You want her to cuck Sammy in the middle of the
No,
ring?
she did. She did.
Oh yeah, she kissed her. Yeah, that kind of, dude, that came out of like left field, man. That just came out of nowhere. So, but so what was what was your give me your what was your good you told me what your bad was Sting, and then that your good her putting
that was no, I was just joking. That was the bad. Like I didn't see anything like too bad because I don't watch WWE. Not that I hate it, I just don't have time for that much wrestling, and I want to enjoy what I'm seeing, so I don't even watch it anymore.
Probably not a bad idea. But all right, guys, that's our good, our bad, our ugly. We got to get into the matches in this show, man, because this thing opened with an absolute friggin' banger. Friggin' Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho. Another storytelling match. By the way, can we all just take a moment to appreciate like Chris Jericho getting back into shape? Yep. Because he was starting to look a little like it was getting to the point where I was starting to be a little scared.
Yeah, I talked about his little chunky gut there a while, a couple months, about a month or so ago.
But got himself back in shape, and thank God he did, because the first thing that happened was Eddie dumped him on his head. It was like, dude, there were at least 4 times in this pay-per-view where there were people getting dunked on their head like really bad. And I'm like, and legitimately I'm going, if somebody's not hurt, and the injury report has come out, the only person who got hurt was Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Who I think on that Beal when he got thrown out of the ring by Keith Lee, I guess he landed a little hard.
So Stark is okay.
Yeah, Stark. Oh, that was the other one, dude. Oh, I was like I didn't catch it the first time I watched it. I mean, I knew it was like rough, but I didn't catch that he landed like right on his neck, and I was just like, "Ugh, that was bad."
Yeah,
the neck that was broken just a while back.
Yeah, the neck that was broken like 6 months ago.
And Jericho got landed on his head. Where's JR's going? He broke him in half.
Not like Madcap. No, yeah, it was, dude.
Oh,
jeez, dude. Yeah, again, but
Madcap,
like literally,
Madcap was bad.
That was bad. Jericho got dumped on his head, and then Jericho turned around and he dumped Eddie on his head, which was like, it was like giving him a receipt. And I'm like, I'm wondering if these guys had a little talk in the back. It's like, listen, asshole, don't dump me on my freaking head.
And he didn't shake his hand at the end of the match.
No, again, great storytelling through this whole match. Great storytelling. It was awesome.
See, what Jericho did was this to Eddie.
Thank you, yeah, pretty much. But how awesome is that the storytelling in that match, dude? Like, just Eddie was like, he was on fire from the freaking start. It was literally one of those things. Like, it's almost like he felt like if he lost, that was it. You know, and then just, I don't know how I feel about them turning Jericho heel again so quickly after he went face again. But that's the thing with Jericho. He's constantly back and forth. But he's 100%, like Jericho's 100% heel at this point, right? I'm not wrong.
I don't know.
That's why he filed that's why he filed that trademark for that trademark he filed for Sports Entertainer. That's a heel move for AEW fans. He's turning. There's no going back now.
Santana Ortiz heel turn Sting with Jericho. Yeah, I think so too. I think
I would hate that so much.
I agree, and I've got issues. Like I have a lot of feelings about Santana Ortiz. I love the fact that Santana Ortiz are now being made relevant again.
Put the titles on them.
That again, and we're gonna talk about that too when we get to the Thunder Rosa thing. What I think is going on, because some people think it's a racial thing. I don't think it is. I think Tony Khan's making the wrong decision, but I think I see what he's trying to do. And it might be just a rookie mistake. But getting back to this match, dude, this is the best that Jericho has looked in a long time.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Kingston really brought it this match. But I'm impressed with how Jericho looked, man. He's like I said, he's looked like the last couple of big matches that he looked really stiff, but he looked good in this. And it was the crowd was going nuts in this match. But dude, it was fantastic match. I give that that's like a 4-star match. Like storytelling wise, it's like a 5.
Yep.
But awesome match. Revolution. I'm pull up the card here because I can't remember the order that they were all in.
I thought you had the tag match next.
Was it the tag match?
Wasn't the tag match next?
You might be right. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people, again, when you have these mixed tag matches, like when you have these these 3-way tag matches like this, a lot of times they just turn into a big slog. But this is the Bucks. Okay. Bucks haven't had a bad pay-per-view match ever. So I knew that this match was going to be fun. This match was really, really fun. And blessedly so, they did not, like I said, I was going to have an issue if the Bucks were going to be 2-time tag champions before Santana Ortiz, or if Red Dragon became tag champs before Santana Ortiz. I was going to have a problem with that. And they did this right. They kept the belts on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, who, by the way, Jungle Boy looked awesome in this match.
Yeah, he did.
And Luchasaurus, man, dude, this was probably the best match he's had in a really long time. He looked really strong in this.
And what I liked about like some of the moves Luchasaurus was doing is like him coming off and hitting the guys outside the ring. It wasn't climb the rope, stand there for 5 seconds, wait for everybody to get in position, then he jumps off. I mean, it was just like boom, like we weren't expecting it. So he hits the guys.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't sure if he's coming back in the ring or if he just goes backwards and hits the guys. It's like, all right.
Yeah. Hicks Villain said, I think there's a better chance of Santana is winning the ROH tag belt at this point. No, I think they're next in line. I really do. I think Tony realizes it. I think a lot of fans have said it. And we all know what's that?
Go on.
AEW listens to what the fans want. You know, they make mistakes. Let's make no mistake. And we're gonna talk about a mistake that I feel like they made, but I understand why they made it. But I think Santana Ortiz are gonna get their run after Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I think they're next in line. But I wouldn't be upset if they went to Ring of Honor, man, because I feel like they thrive in that kind of an environment.
And the Briscoes better show up yesterday.
Holy shit, dude! I'm at this, dude. Seriously, I'm done. I'm done at this point. If the Briscoes don't show up between now and Double or Nothing, I quit. That means that they set all that crap up for nothing. This is Kenny Club versus Bullet Club all over again, where everything fell apart. And if it happens, I'm going to be real upset. I'm going to be really upset. But I don't think that's going to happen. I do think we're going to get the Briscoes. And when they show up, everybody's going to lose their shit. But
Jungle Boy looked really good. Really good.
He looked, again, like I said, 5 years from now, that guy's going to be one of the guys that everybody measures everyone up against.
And Red Dragon and the Bucks going at each other in the ring.
Dude, okay, yeah, and there's stuff we're going to have to talk about. There's little hints. There were all kinds of little hints all through this pay-per-view. And if you watched Being the Elite, they took those little hints and they went even further with them. Dude, Hangman, Kenny, and the Bucks are getting back together again. 100%. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It might happen between now and Double or Nothing, but it's going to happen.
And you had Red Dragon. I can't remember who was both from one. Like the Young Bucks ready for a tag, and they're like, nope.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was the typical. How are they going to coexist? And the answer is they don't. So,
just start slugging it out.
Did you know Britt Baker cost Baker Mayfield and lose his job? Next match. The
ladder match was next.
Yep, the ladder match was next. Which again,
I called it.
Yep. You said it was Wardlow. I said it was going to be. I said I felt like it was going to be Keith Lee.
I said he had to win. It wasn't a choice. I said he had to fucking win this thing.
He didn't have to win, but I understand why
they did it.
Storyline. Well, because it all feeds in. There were 3 storylines that fed into each other. MJF and Wardlow, and 2 storylines: MJF, Wardlow, and CM Punk. Those 2 storylines were bleeding into each other. So I understand why he won. I just felt like you don't want to put a loss like that onto Keith Lee, but the way that they had Keith Lee lose that match really does protect him, because it took everybody else to stop him. It took both the other 2 hosses. It took Hobbs and it took Wardlow to take him out. They couldn't take him out by themselves.
It's going to be like Jade losing that Battle Royal. No one's ever going to mention that as a loss.
Yeah, but it does it go down as a loss? Because it's just, whoever gets the donut wins.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't really go down as a loss, and it doesn't. And the way that they set it up, it didn't affect him. It doesn't really affect him. It didn't make him look weak. In fact, he looked like he was literally everybody was like, this is the guy we got to get rid of.
You're playing into Rob there, Mr. Maldacito.
I kind of regret ever even coming up with that theory, because at this point, it's like, geez, dude, come on. But no, this was again fun match. Was it one of the 5 best matches on the card? No. But it was a fun, entertaining match.
Could somebody have got hurt a little bit? Yeah. Besides Orange Cassidy.
Well, Well, again. Okay, so everybody's giving Wardlow shit about what happened with Ricky Starks. But if you watch it, Starks is the one who started the move early. It's like what normally happens with a powerbomb is most moves are in the hands of the person who's taking the move. Powerbomb's one of those moves where you're completely in the hands of the guy who's performing the move. Starks started to flip backwards before Wardlow was even all the way up. So it's not really Wardlow's fault. It's basically just some miscommunication. I'm just glad that Ricky Starks is okay, because, and did you notice that he put his hand behind his neck? Like as he was coming down, he realized he was going to land hard. He was like, oh shit. And he just he protected himself. So thank God for that. But again, this is one of those spots that was like rough as shit, as rough as hell, dude. I'm like, I was worried a couple of times, but again, it was a fun match. Excuse me. It was a lot of, it was just a lot of fun. I don't know, dude. I don't know about the Danhausen stuff. I'm starting to worry about the Danhausen stuff. It's just, it's like, I know that he's still recovering from his leg injury. I think he's about ready to come back.
He was wearing his gear this time.
Yeah, he was wearing his gear. Yeah, I noticed that he was wearing his gear this time.
Rob?
Yeah.
You'll be cursed.
Are you cursing me?
I don't have my face paint on though. Hey, how about you turn that thing down?
I did.
It's certainly not mine then.
But I mean, I didn't. What the hell?
Oh my God, who's going? Who's phone?
Everybody is.
Is that you, Johnny Cage?
Courtney is. I call him Dan Houston. But no, fun match. And what was after that? Was it the?
Well, you had Swerve Scott come out.
Yes. Oh, dude, That's a big get for them, man. It really is. Swerve is like WWE completely screwed the pooch for that guy.
Yeah,
Let's hope he doesn't get the lead. Let's hope he doesn't get the lethal treatment.
Dude, I think here. Okay, I think because according to who was it that was talking about it? I think it was Brian Danielson who was on an interview. He said that Tony Khan came to talk to him about potentially buying Ring of Honor like 3 months ago, like right around when Jay showed up. So it's possible. I think he may have been picking these guys up so that he could hold them over, so that when he does, when they do start doing regular Ring of Honor shows, he's got the guys that made Ring of Honor Ring of Honor.
Okay, but like we get Daniel Garcia every week. We can see Jay Lethal win one match.
Jay Lethal's won matches.
No one cares about Dark. Sorry.
I like Dark, but no, Jay's won matches on
not on TV. Not on TV. He had 2 and lost both of them.
Maldacito, have a good rest of your day, man. Have a safe trip home from work.
He lost 2 Starks for the FTW title and 2 Semi for the.
That's true. He did. Okay. I just think that right now they like I said, they do all their planning and all their storylines and everything so far in advance. They just don't have a place to put him in right now. But you're not going to pick up somebody like Jay Lethal and just waste him. That's not going to happen. And now with Ring of Honor opening up, dude, I guarantee you, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be popping in and out of Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor is going to become their version of NXT, which is a good idea because that's kind of what Ring of Honor was. That's kind of like Triple H kind of stole the idea of Ring of Honor.
And he wanted that. He wanted them 4 years ago. And Vince said,
they tried to buy them. Nope. Yeah, they tried to buy him like 4 years ago, and Vince was like,
Triple H wanted them 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Vince said, "No, I want somebody bigger. I want New Japan. I want Stardom. I want this. I want AAA." And they said,
"Yeah,
Vince,
that's basically what happened,
pretty much."
But yeah, there was they tried to pick this Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor is going to really piss Vince off. Let me put it that way. But as far as that, like, I think that's where a lot of those guys are going to be going over there. We're going to see a lot of the young guys, like basically just like Brian Danielson and Tyler Black and them did. They're gonna cut their teeth over there and then graduate to AEW. So, but what was the next match? Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti.
Yeah, Jade Cargill macking on Sammy's girl.
Yep. Cool friggin' ring gear, man. She came out as Jade from the Mortal Kombat games. And
it's Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram is the dude jamming on the guitar.
Dude, that guy needs to be her entrance music every week. That dude was dope as shit.
Two-time Grammy-nominated musician.
That guy was just wailing, man. That was an awesome entrance. And speaking of awesome entrances, we're going to talk about the best entrance of the entire night in a minute.
Just a second. He's on a Jay Turney, by the way. He hit Jade with that chair shot in the head. Like, what's going on there?
Like, what was that? What'd you say?
He's on a Jay Turney heel?
Well, no, no, man. Friggin' Jay got up in her face and smacked the crap out of her. So she's Dark Order, dude.
Yeah, the Dark Order.
Don't you remember? Join the Dark Order.
Yeah. Which speaking of which, I had to say this. It's nice to see AEW coming out with Brody Lee and his son figures.
Action figure. Yeah, dude. It's a limited edition one too, so it's gonna be almost impossible to get. But that was cool. But I mean, there's not really much to say about this match. I mean, Jade looks like $1,000,000. I'm glad that she's toning it down a little bit. She's using moves that she obviously has practiced. She's been working with Brian Danielson, so obviously that she's putting in the work. Couple of years, she's gonna be decent. Right now, just do her like Goldberg.
And
if that frog splash is anything to go by, that was good.
That frog splash was the shit.
And you got William Regal in there too, who helped make the women's division in WWE even better. So there's another person that can help Britt Baker and Jade Cargill get better.
Kiss better than Sammy. But yeah, dude, you know what was cool about that? Like they were talking about that frog splash, dude. Dude, she's got the abs from hell, and she hit that frog splash like hardcore, dude, man. Like Eddie. Like here's the thing: doing the frog splash is hard. It's harder than people think it is. Because if you land wrong, you're gonna mess yourself and your opponent up. Eddie, who was the master of that thing, he hurt himself multiple times doing that. So kudos to her for doing that and pulling it off picture perfect like that. But again, that's another one of those moves where it's like, unless you are 100%, like, unless you're like Eddie, you really shouldn't be doing it.
That's like Brock doing a shooting star press when he first got it.
Yeah, we almost killed himself. Yeah, as long as she remembers it. Yeah, she does. That's one of the things that she really needs to work on is her timing.
Yeah. Yeah, she does.
But it was an okay match. About what we expected. What was next after that one? It was the dog collar match.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That's where the blood started.
That's where the blood started. Let there be blood. I don't know if you guys caught Bryan Danielson's interview, but one of the reasons why he left WWE was he said, sometimes I just want to get some color, man. I want the drama. And he actually said that's one of the reasons why he left, because Vince wouldn't let him bleed. But yes, the AFI. This match, which arguably is the best storyline in wrestling, starts and comes on. And at first it's you think Punk's coming out first, where it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Punk's music comes, it's like, okay, Punk's, and then obviously MJF comes out doing his shtick, and but then Punk, it's time for his entrance, and he doesn't come out to Cult of Personality. He comes out to his original, another nod to Ring of Honor, his original Ring of Honor theme song from AFI, Miseria Cantera, in his original, in his old school gear too. Dude, that friggin' and like, I haven't seen that entrance. You guys understand? I haven't seen that entrance in almost like 15 years.
Yeah,
like 12 years. Like 12 years. It's been a long time.
And Bob and I talked about, I mean, CM Punk is, and he said it, he is so happy that they brought Ring of Honor, and that Tony Khan has his video library from Ring of Honor and that McMahon doesn't.
Dude, in the media scrum after the show, he was like almost in tears when they were talking about that. He says, "You don't understand how much that means to me." So, I mean, because whether you like Punk or whether you agree with him about his feelings about WWE and Vince McMahon and Triple H and all those guys, whether you agree with him or not, it's clear that dude really cares about his legacy. And Ring of Honor is one of those things where a lot of people were worried that Ring of Honor was just going to die and disappear. So that friggin' theme hit, I was like, holy shit, dude. Every CM Punk mark, he's going to lose their mind over this friggin' entrance.
Yeah, we did.
Out, and you did. Yeah, you did, because that's Johnny. A lot of people were talking about the blood in the show. I get it. It's not for everybody. There were a couple moments where I was thinking like I was worried about this might turn into Eddie Guerrero versus John Layfield, where Eddie almost died because he bled so much. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Good Lord, dude. Because Punk basically like if you watch, I went back and everyone was saying that you could see him do the gig, and I went back and I watched it, rewatched it again, and you can basically that place where he was busted open on was it Friday? Was it Wednesday or Friday? On the Dynamite.
I think it was Wednesday. Yeah,
Dynamite before the show.
Yeah,
he basically just takes the gig and just goes, and he just stabs himself. And he just like spikes himself in the forehead in the same place, dude. And at one point, he tilts his head back, and it literally spurts. So I'm like, oh my god. I was like, geez, dude. But yeah, like it was like these guys bled, and they bled a lot. But again, I'm not the biggest deathmatch fan, but I felt like this is the kind of, like, if you're going to do a dog collar match, that's what's going to happen, because that's what happens in every dog collar match. Why is it going to take me over it? What? Why is
probably
it
probably take me over an hour, probably
over an hour to get home? Don't worry, man. We'll keep you company. But yeah, and again, the storytelling in this match, and we got the culmination of 2 storylines in this. How satisfying is that? We got the culmination of CM Punk versus MJF.
Yep.
And we got the payoff of Wardlow turning face. Dude, when he came down, everybody was freaking out, and they're like, please. And everyone's just like, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And I did the ouchie thing again.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But you called it before the AEW event in Cleveland.
Yep.
You felt that it wasn't going to happen in Cleveland. That it was going to happen at this.
Yep.
Yesterday 2 days ago at Revolution.
Yep.
So good call by you, Mr. Bob.
Yep. And it happened. And it happened exactly like I said it was going to happen. He's going to come down. I said, what's going to be one of 2 things. He's going to come down, and he's either going to just stand there and just be like, nope, deal with it yourself, which he kind of did, because he was like looking for the ring. He goes, oh, I can't find it. And, or he was going to give the ring to Punk. And that's kind of what he did. He was like, oh, here it is. And he sets it on the friggin' apron in front of Punk, and he just walks away. MJF, yeah, dude, that was awesome. He's like, Wardlow. He's like, dude, the psychology in this match was so good.
Now he probably he's probably gonna have to win the TNT championship to keep his job, or to get a job at AEW, like kayfabe wise.
Courtney, Bob's gonna be the first bionic man.
They're gonna be like, I'm gonna go walk in there. He's like, the hell did you do to yourselves? Like, I watched a wrestling match.
I started throwing my hands up in the air like Daniel Bryan.
I was like, yes.
Bryan Danielson.
But no, he's gonna. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man, because you know that MJF's gonna call him out, and they're all gonna get in their face. And I guarantee you, his first opponent after this is gonna be Shawn Spears. But I would not be shocked if Wardlow is the next TNT champion.
I expect him to win.
Or, well, one of 2 things is going to happen. He's going to either win the title, or MJF is going to screw him out of it. He's going to come down and interfere in the match and cost him the title, because I really feel like they're gearing Keith Lee up for an AEW, for a TNT title run. And I'd be 100% behind that, 1,000%. But we got to move on. We're running out of time here. But yeah, this was one of the 2 matches that I feel like is like a contender for match of the year at this point. It was brutal. I understand some people don't like that, but the storytelling in this is so good. Both of these guys are 2 of the best storytellers in wrestling. And anybody who still says that MJF is not the best heel in wrestling, you're either blind, fooling yourself, or lying.
Yeah, but come on. You're having a dog collar match with chains and things like that. you expect blood. You have Elimination Chamber at WWE where you're getting raked across the cage. No blood. You're getting thrown all over the place, throwing into the cages, throwing in stuff that should bust you open. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Triple H did buy Ring of Honor, it'd be like ECW and WCW and everything else.
Yeah. Dude, did you see the dig that Punk in the media scrum? He actually said that. He's like, it would be stuck on some crappy app, in a tab in a crappy app that no one could find.
All right.
But
time for you to riot because your match
son of a bitch
was
dude.
Next.
Okay, so watching the match live, but lose to Sky with MJF interference. I don't want him to. I'd rather see him lose to Keith Lee, but possibly, yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely a possibility.
Sky is getting his title match before Wardlow gets his.
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe Sky takes it. I wouldn't mind seeing Scorpio Sky with a run with the TNT title.
All right, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa.
This match had a lot of, like, I went back and watched it. From the beginning. It was nowhere near as good as their lights out match. As their no DQ match, it was nowhere near as good. Some people have said that they feel like Britt has gotten complacent and isn't quite. She's not. She's no longer improving. She's just kind of riding this thing out. I don't know if that's true, but I definitely feel like she did not bring the same energy and fire in their first match that she did in this match. I don't know if it's just because she's been elevated. So I'm hoping it hasn't gone to her head. Her early success and everything. I really hope it hasn't. But this match was nowhere near as good as it wasn't a terrible match, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as that first match.
Right.
There were a lot of spots that were just kind of rough, and I'm gonna say, and the amount of interference in this match really started to get on my nerves. It really, really, like, that's one of the. I expect this level of interference in like New Japan, because interference is a big thing in New Japan. Okay, I get it. I expect it. I don't expect this from AEW. It's way too much. It's way too unbelievable that the ref is going to not realize that something's up. Okay, I mean, come on. I mean, the ref is dumb in wrestling, but they're not that dumb. And I just feel like it hurts the match. And I don't like that Thunder Rosa lost. Now, I understand now, after taking some time to think about it, I understand why Thunder Rosa lost. There is an issue. There is a problem with it, though. She lost because Britt lost the no DQ match.
The lights out match.
The lights out match. Thunder Rosa won the lights out match. So Britt wins the world title match here. The problem is there was way too much time in between the two. I don't know why this feud. I don't know why. I'm not sure why it happened, but for a while, it was Britt and Thunder Rosa had the big rivalry. They had the lights out match, and then things kind of cooled off a little bit. They kind of sparred back and forth a little bit but no, it was almost like the feud just stopped, and then it started back up again about 7 or 8 months later, and it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What are you trying to do? I think they tried to stretch this thing out, and it didn't work.
Nope.
And what's going to happen is at Double or Nothing, we're going to get the rubber match. We're going to get the third match between the three of them, and I think Rosa's going to take the win there. The problem is I think they waited way too long for this crap.
They're rumored they're having a match in a week from tomorrow at
No,
Rosa's hometown.
Yeah. This isn't a diversity, Courtney. I don't think that this is a diversity thing. I think this is Tony not booking this properly and trying to stretch this thing out for some reason, and just not doing a very good job of it. And I'll be honest with you. Overall, the booking in the women's division has not been great. It hasn't been great. And it almost feels like that the reason why this thing got stretched out is because it became an afterthought. And if that's the case, then Tony needs to bring somebody else in to run the women's division because he's obviously not paying enough attention to it.
Oh, he's got William Regal there. Or he can always bring Brandy back.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird to build this match up for so long and then have Rosa lose. I think I understand why they did it. It just wasn't well executed. The booking was horrible. Yes, the booking and honestly, overall, the booking in the women's division is horrible, period. There's not a lot of storyline stuff going on. The storyline stuff that is going on either gets dragged out for way too long or it just really feels slapdash. So this is an area they've got the talent now. They've got a lot of women in there. They've got a lot of talented women in their women's division. They could do something. There's a couple that are on their way in. They could do some really great stuff here, but they need to get somebody who pays attention.
Yep.
And I think that's the big problem is that, and this is why I have some concerns about Ring of Honor because Tony says he's going to be booking Ring of Honor. And I'm like, listen, dude, you got a lot on your plate already as it is. So don't screw this up. Because like I said, Ring of Honor changes everything if Tony does things right.
Yep.
But he could very easily screw this up. So, but yeah, and that's why I think they're doing this whole like Rosa's in the running again if she beats Layla, which she's going to. Because they're going to build this up for the third match at Double or Nothing. And like I said, it just feels very slapdash. So, yeah, how many years did it take for Hogan to soothe his ego with the Warrior? Yeah, it took a long time. But, yeah, not their best match. It wasn't terrible. Wrong person won, in my opinion. We got to talk about Moxley versus Danielson, which is like my second match. That I feel like could be it was the best match of the night and contender for match of the year. Dude, this match was everything we freaking wanted it to be. Everything we freaking wanted it to be, dude. These guys, they did a little bit of wrestling and then they tried to kill each other.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it came down to. They basically tried to stomp the shit out of each other. They were just pulling out moves that we haven't seen in a long time. It was vintage Moxley. It was vintage Bryan Danielson. If you've ever watched any of their stuff in Ring of Honor, they pulled some things out. They pulled some of their history out of that match. I love the counters in this, man. It's obvious like these guys know each other. They had matches in WWE. It was just two guys who were really super comfortable with each other, who were at the top of their game, and this match just slapped. It was awesome. It was, in my opinion, it was a better wrestling match than the Punk MJF match. But I feel like the Punk and another great story, but I feel like the storytelling in Punk MJF was better. That's why I can't decide between the two of these which one was the better one. Johnny,
I got.
I like
I just had that image of Regal coming back and like being like the angry father, slapping the shit out of his kids.
Oh god, it was so cool, dude. And the best part about this is that the announcers didn't know he was there.
Yep.
And that it came out in the scrum that nobody knew that was going to happen except for Tony Khan. And when it happened, they flipped out. That's why some people were worried that they were using the wrong name because they said Steven Regal and his name outside of WWE was William Regal. So they were concerned. It was like, uh-oh. But dude, the emotion was real, dude. And just I love the fact that he just gets up in freaking Moxley's face. He goes freaking nose to nose. He got blood on his nose. He had that one spot of blood on his nose. And he just slaps the taste out of his mouth.
Yep.
And then turns around and does the same thing to Britt and Danielson, and then makes them shake hands, which is what used to happen in Ring of Honor. In Ring of Honor, at the beginning of the match, you shook hands, and at the end of the match, you shook hands. So I'm looking. I expect big things, and I'm gonna tell you something. William Regal is the guy. We talked about some of the issues that AEW has in the back, like with their women's division stuff like that. That's a guy that can course correct the ship. That's a guy that can fix the problems. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was so awesome. But see if someone's saying something here. Some people have said that Layla wore Russian colors. Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between wearing Russian colors, which is what she's been doing since day one. So it's not like this is a new thing. It's not like she suddenly threw on a friggin' Russian flag and walked out. Yeah, you can have pride in your cult. Yeah, there's no problem with that. But if you notice the people that are doing protests and everything, they're putting the Z. I don't know how they adopted that for being pro-Russia versus Ukraine. But she didn't come out with anything like that and everything. So it's like, what was she supposed to do? Stop being Russian? She was freaking born there, dude. I have no problem with her wearing Russian colors because that's what she's done from day one. And so she probably doesn't have any ring gear that doesn't have it.
Probably.
Now she walks out with a freaking Z on her outfit, we're gonna have a problem. But I didn't have it. I think that's just people looking for shit to get pissed about. Yeah, Moxley versus Danielson. Like I said, that's the other match that I feel like just knocked it out of the friggin' park. And William Regal is an AEW dude. As I said from the start, it was like the minute that dude got fired, I would be Tony Khan. I would be driving my car over to his place, whatever I had to do to find him, and just like throw a check down in front of him, just write what you want. What was that? The AHFO. We got more set up. We know the payoff for this. Matt Hardy took the pin. Sting tried to kill himself.
Yep.
Darby Allin did a friggin' coffin drop and missed with everything but his head. And just barely. Unfortunately, Matt Hardy was scooting the wrong direction because I guess he thought he was too close, so he got further away and he barely touched him.
It wasn't a coffin drop. It was a backwards diving headbutt. He just got it wrong.
No,
I know.
whatever.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I know.
bullshit. I know that they said it was more of a diving headbutt. Like, shut the hell up. He missed.
You know what? Matt can move on soon because his brother will be there tomorrow.
Yeah, but can we talk about how badass Andrade looked in this match? That was the best thing. He was jacked.
He looked badass on Friday night.
Holy crap, dude. Like, he just one thing is, we were talking about this during the show. He needs to ditch the pants. He needs to get some like just regular ring gear. But man, that dude, he was wrecking people. He's a dude. He's a pretty good sized dude, and the way he can move that guy's Andrade needs to be pushed to the moon, man. He really does. And I know I say this about a lot of these guys, but the reality is there's so much freaking talent on the AEW roster. You got to put these guys in the rotation. I want to see Andrade. I want to see Andrade in a program against Jay Lethal. I want to see those two guys go at it.
Oh, maybe with Ring of Honor being bought, we can see some of the stuff eventually.
Andrade implanted Charlotte's old boobs in his shoulders. Dude, his freaking shoulders, he's like bowling balls, man.
The guy is jacked. The guy is jacked.
He is, dude, he's legit, man. But the match served its purpose. It was kind of a messy match. Like, really couldn't tell what the hell was going on. It was basically just a spot fest.
Hey, he doesn't have Charlotte around every day. So he's got to do something with his free time.
Yeah. But put friggin' Andrade in a friggin' program Darby looks awesome. Sammy looked great. Sting tried to kill himself. Matt took the L so that they could turn on him and his brother can save him. And we get the Hardy Boys again. Hooray. All right. So
last match of the night.
Last match of the night. Championship match. Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. I thought the Halo costume was kind of dorky, but
He was really.
But you know, look, everybody can't be Kenny Omega, okay? But I hope that was natural jackness. I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to tell sometimes these days, but this was a good match. This was not Adam Page's best match. This is not Adam Cole's best match. This was a good, solid match from these guys. I give it this would be like a 4-star match for me.
Yep.
Served its purpose. It furthered the storyline. Okay, so more storyline between Hangman, the Bucks, Adam, basically the Elite. Did anybody notice Adam Page's outfit when he came out?
No.
He had colored tassels on his outfit. Okay. Until they turned heel, who was famous for having colored tassels on their outfit? The Young Bucks. He came out with his outfit, and we know that he when he was hanging out with the Dark Order, he had like the purple tassels, right? The purple fringes. Okay. So he came out this time, it was all multicolored. All right. On Being the Elite, they did a thing where somebody said, "Hey, we got your new ring gear," and they go like, "That's not our ring gear." And it was the same. It was the coat that Adam Page wore when he went out on Revolution. So they're teasing these guys getting back together again. I think we might get that at Double or Nothing. We might get. I think we're going to get Kenny's return at Double or Nothing, and I think we're also going to get either between then or that night, we're going to get Adam Cole and Red Dragon turning on the Bucks, and either Kenny's going to come out and make the save, or Hangman's going to come out and make the save. It's going to be one of those two things. But yeah, that was really cool. Love the fact that these guys, obviously these guys know each other. They've been friends for a long, long time. Again, really comfortable with each other in the ring, put on a great match, a lot of counters to it. And good storytelling. And it was pretty good storytelling. Like I said, this is not Hangman's best match. This is not Adam Cole's best match, but it was really solid. Again, one of the 5 matches up in there was like, well, this was a really, really good match. A lot of people said this was the best match of the night. This was a banging card, dude, man. Like even the matches that weren't great weren't terrible. There was only 2 of them. Everything else was awesome. So yeah, I get 2 out of 5 collarbones. No, I'd give this like a 3.5, 5 out of 3.5, 4 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5 broken clavicles.
Yeah. But it's hard to talk about that match and be as excited about it as I was for Punk and versus MJF or Moxley versus Danielson. Dude, like I was saying, like when Punk versus MJF was on, like when Jericho and Kingston came out and they had that match, it's like everybody in the back is probably going like, we gotta follow that. It was like, shit, what are we gonna do? And then Punk and MJF went, hold my beer. And they went out and they had just crazy. And then Moxley and Danielson were like, yeah, well, screw you guys. You ain't going to outdo us.
You're going to bleed. We're going to bleed too.
Everybody's going to bleed. You're going to bleed. We're going to bleed twice as much. Dude, that was funny. That was a funny thing in that match, though, is you could tell when Bryan Danielson was trying to gig himself, trying to get color, and he screwed it up. And he didn't go deep enough, or he didn't hit the right place. And you could see like the ref goes down to him and it's like he must have asked him, he was like, did I get any? Because the ref's like, you see the ref going like, no, do it again. So then he did it again, and then he was bleeding. But Cole's Halo gear needed the helmet. Yeah, and not only that, but it looked kind of cheap. Like usually when Kenny, because Kenny's like the big cosplay guy for the Elite.
And Kenny has some size.
Cole, okay. This is another one of those things where it's like Cole's too skinny. He doesn't really have much of a build. Okay. Neither does CM Punk.
No, I'm not. Cole looked better on NXT. It's like, I don't know if he goes to the gym anymore.
Well, he's kind of got like a super hot girlfriend and he's got crazy. I don't know. I think he looks okay. I mean, would I prefer him to get a little bigger? Yes, of course. I'd like him to be at least as big as Jungle Boy. But I mean, to me, his performance in the ring. I mean, look at Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's got a big old gut, and he's awesome.
Big old gut.
Got a big old gut, and he's awesome. Isn't it funny that everybody talked about? We talked about Jericho having a gut and how it looked bad, and how we were worried about his health and everything. Meanwhile, Eddie Kingston's over here. He's like drinking beer before every match, and like shoving like 4 donuts down his throat. And we don't say shit about him, but no, yeah, it was the championship match was great. I love the direction where this is going and everything. And yeah, AEW just put on a banging show. And yeah, that's like we could talk about this for the rest of the night, but we're running out of time here. But you guys anything you want to add, or like what you're looking forward to, what you think is going to happen on Dynamite?
Jeff Hardy.
Well, everybody knows that.
I'm just gonna wait and see. I got nothing. I just
got nothing.
This pay-per-view drained me. Oh my god,
dude! By the end of that friggin' pay-per-view, I was done too, man.
I'm waiting to see MJF call out Wardlow and do something.
That's gonna be awesome.
Slap him or some shit, and then Shawn Spears gets crushed.
What? Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen is they're all gonna try to dogpile him. He's gonna clear house. Shawn Spears will be the last dude in there, and he's gonna powerbomb him to the center of the earth. But yep. And much thanks to everybody for helping us get to 70 subscribers. We appreciate that. Onward to 100.
7-0.
Yep. And yes, Hardy. It's gonna be. Hopefully they don't get sued because Jeff kind of let it slip. But
the Hardys versus the Hardley boys. As good old the Hardley boys.
But and we're gonna get the Hardys versus the Briscoes again too. I can't wait for that. When we hit 100 subs, one of us gets a Funko Pop. You know what? I'll tell you what, man. I was actually thinking about once we get to 100, I'm gonna buy an AEW figure and maybe raffle it off. But we'll see what happens when we get there. Keep spreading the word, guys, and keep helping us grow this thing. We greatly appreciate it. But Courtney said, "What the hell, Hollywood?"
What?
I don't know. But yeah, it's a funny shirt though. So and he didn't invent the saying. So, but anyway, guys, we appreciate it. Everybody that stopped in, Courtney, Hicks Villain, Maldecito, Johnny for hanging out with us, Leg Kick, Fantasia. I know she was here in and out, and we appreciate you guys. Like I said, we're at 70, onward to 100. And yeah, bring on Dynamite, man. I can't wait.
And
dude, I'm almost as excited for Dynamite as I was for the pay-per-view. So
yeah.
Anyway, guys, appreciate it. See you guys next week. Have a good day. Bye.
Boom.
Yeah.